Hi again, players and coaches. In this whiteboard segment, we're going to talk about shooting. Just a couple things to keep in mind as you go about your business of really getting better and to be a better shooter this summer. If you watch the ball handling video, first of all, we should tell you that shooting and ball handling are not mutually exclusive. In other words, we would like to have you, if you could, when you work on your shooting, also work on your ball handling. So we talk about explosion with the ball. We talk about using both hands. It's very good to simulate against defense, to be able to drive by the defender, pull up and shoot. So really you're working on both. You're working on your ball handling and your shooting. However, for this whiteboard segment, let's just talk a little bit about shooting itself. In close, work on your layups, work on your short jump shots, work on your technique with dribbling in and shooting short little shots in close to the basket, using both hands, but using good technique also. Now, when we talk about technique, the older that players get, they want to be more conscious of their technique. And if you're right-handed, to try to get your right hand behind the ball a little bit more. If you're left-handed, get the left hand behind the ball a little bit more. But this is a great time in the summer to, as you get stronger, to get away from using the two hands, to then just gradually moving your dominant hand under the ball, whichever hand that is. It's a perfect time to work on those kind of things, but you have to do it in close. And what players really like to do in the summer is, you dribble around, you go out and you launch up some threes, you launch up long shots, which is fun and it's fine. It doesn't really help your game, because those won't be the kinds of shots you shoot in a game when there's pressure, or when the game's on the line, or when you're trying to win and you're trying to get close to the basket. You're going to work on your shots in close. So that's why we say you work on your technique, you work on your right hand and left hand. We have some drills we can show you, or we're going to show you in the video. The Mikan drill, where you shoot both right and left. The idea of dribbling in and using your left hand to shoot a left-handed layup, and also dribbling from the baseline, shooting a left-handed layup on the same side of the rim. All very, very good drills, very good things to do in the summertime. Even if you're not successful at them, or even if you're not good at them right away, they are great things to do and to work on, and you can use it it's why we say in close. You can use it in a very, very fundamental and systematic fashion. If you can't shoot a left-handed layup, just get right in the basket and just go left hand to the basket off your right foot, and do that about 5 million times this summer. You do that 5 million times, you're going to be in great shape. But the idea is you don't want to dribble in and use the wrong technique and then do it incorrectly, and then you really haven't gained anything. You haven't really made yourself a better player, and you've wasted a lot of time, which would have been better spent being in close, working on it in kind of a breakdown fashion. You start very simple and then work your way up. Personally, what I like to do is, and I did this as a kid, I've seen it done a lot of different places, the low rim idea. If you have a basket that you can lower, and they have those adjustable rims that you've seen that people have in the driveways, those types of baskets are fantastic. Even if you can lower it down where an adult can basically reach up and dunk it, if you can have that for your younger players, so that the basket, that 10-foot basket, when you look up at it, that's a long way up. This is where you can really work on your technique and work on both hands, because the more you see that ball go through the net, even if it's a low rim and not at 10 feet, the more you see that ball go through the rim and swish, and be able to see how that is and have success in what you're doing, this low rim idea is really beneficial, especially for the younger players. Use a smaller ball. Use a volleyball. Use one of those balls you find at Walmart that you maybe put in your swimming pool that's really small. Those plastic balls that bounce. Those are fantastic to use. Now, I know it's not basketball per se. It's not the 10-foot rim. It's not a regulation ball. But when you're working on techniques and working on things that are hard to do, it gives you the feeling of how to do it, which is really the most important thing. Actually, watching it then go in on a small rim, even if it's small, about 7 or 7.5 feet high, that's even better. We like to see that ball go in the basket no matter if it's 10 feet, 8 feet, 6 feet, whatever it is. If you can work on your shooting in close, good technique, using left hand, right hand, even if it's a low rim, you're going to have a great time this summer.